Public notices in newspapers are an important part of government accountability. Public notices help to inform the public on activities by the government and other public entities.
I think one of the major responsibilities is to let the public know what we are doing. We are spending their money. And usually that's what it entails, is spending money and making decisions that are going to be in regards to spending the money.
Our financial information, like say we publish a popular report that gets some information out about the county. They can tell where their taxes are going, what we're spending it on, and basically how we're safeguarding the public assets.
Public notices have been included in newspapers from the beginning of the Republic. Now they're also on many newspapers' websites.
I think it gives them an overview of what is actually going on. He says the monthly meetings, the discussion that takes place and the different things that are brought up, it informs them what is going on in their city or county or whatever entity they're dealing with.
We read the minutes in our local Emmons County Record every week from our City Council, our school board, and our county commissioners. Decisions made by these boards affect my family and my community, and that is very important to us.
In North Dakota, 82% of households read a local newspaper at least once a week. The first place they look for public notices is in their local newspaper, and they overwhelmingly prefer the newspaper as their source for public notices. In fact, 70% of North Dakotans say they would not read public notices if they were only available on government websites.
It is much easier for me to be able to look up for something in print than to have to search through numerous websites to try and find the information. Websites can be altered or changed, or items can be deleted from them, and it is very important to me to know that there is a print record available that has not been altered or changed.
Particularly in a smaller community such as we have here in Crosby, he said, where a lot of the elderly people, they aren't as in with it as a lot of, and they do read that. They read everything that's in that paper all the time. I can tell you that from just conversations with them. They read it from front to back.
The Republican comes on Saturdays. I wait for that paper, and because I know that there's information there that I haven't been able to gain other places.
84% of North Dakotans believe state and local government should publish public notices in local newspapers. In 2016, the collective vote of 252 cities was 85% in favor of publishing city board minutes in their official newspapers, while the collective vote of 132 school districts was 83% in favor of publishing school board minutes. Public notices keep governments accountable to the public for their actions.
In 2013, a woman called the office of the Data Republic and urged us to answer a question she had about the legals that were published in the newspaper of her hometown. In the fine print of a public notice in her newspaper, she noticed that her school district was making quiet payments to a former employee. Nobody in town knew anything about why the payments were being made, and the school board wasn't talking about it. After a months-long search for information, and about $7,000 we racked up in lawyer fees, we learned the truth. That the $175,000 total payment was a severance payoff for a former employee. Without the public notice in the newspaper, followed by good reporting, that payment otherwise would have never come to light. I am convinced newspaper readers pay attention to legals and therefore are paying attention to public officials and the public dollars they oversee.
Public notices in local newspapers are an important part of keeping the public informed and engaged, while also ensuring our government remains accountable. With less than 0.1% of budgets spent on publishing public notices, the benefits of keeping this information in local newspapers far outweighs the costs.